one mistake, one moment of frustration, and suddenly a top contender is sliding down the standings. But here's the twist. He's not blaming anyone else. He's owning it. And that could change everything heading into Bristol. Here's the situation. Bubba Wallace is moving on after a costly incident at Martinsville Speedway. Late in the race, Wallace made contact with Carson Hocevar, a move that ended his own day. Result, 36th place finish, first DNF of his season. Wallace reached out after the race, apologized directly. Hocevar accepted. No drama, no escalation. Now, Wallace shifts focus to Bristol Motor Speedway. This isn't just about one bad race. This is about momentum and how quickly it can disappear. Before this two-race stretch, Wallace was one of the most consistent drivers in the field. Top 11 finishes in the first 5 races, sitting third in points. Then everything flipped. A crash at Darlington, out of his control. Then Martinsville, completely self-inflicted. Now, he's dropped into a tie around 8 in points, sitting 11th on paper. That's a major swing. And in a sport where playoff positioning matters every single week, those lost points add up fast. Inside the 23XI Racing camp, though, there's no panic. That's important, because how a team reacts to setbacks often defines their season more than early success. Let's get into what really matters here. Mentality. Wallace didn't deflect. He didn't blame Hocevar, didn't blame the situation, didn't even soften it. He owned it. And that's not just a personal moment, that's a competitive shift. Because earlier in his career, Wallace was known to carry frustration week to week. Let it build. Let it affect performance. Now, he's acknowledging it and moving forward immediately. That's a big deal. But let's not ignore the risk here. Martinsville exposed something. When pressure builds late in races, especially in tight, aggressive environments, emotions can still take over. And that's dangerous, because Cup Series racing punishes even the smallest lapse in control. Now add context. He's coming off 2 rough finishes. Points are slipping, expectations are rising. That's when drivers press. That's when mistakes happen. So the question becomes, has Wallace truly turned a corner mentally, or is this just a temporary reset? Now strategically, Bristol is the perfect test. It's fast, it's physical, it's chaotic, and it forces drivers into constant decision-making under pressure. If Wallace can stay composed there, it's a strong sign this team is still on track. If not, this could turn into a pattern. Fans are going to respect the accountability. That part is clear. Owning mistakes, especially publicly, goes a long way in the NASCAR world. But there's also skepticism, because fans have seen this before. Strong runs, followed by setbacks, followed by rebuilding. The media, they'll focus on the points drop. From third to outside the top 10, that's the headline. And if the slide continues, the narrative shifts quickly from contender to inconsistent. So what happens next? Wallace uses this as a reset point, regains consistency, locks back into top 10 finishes, and stabilizes his position before the playoff picture tightens. The frustration lingers, mistakes continue, points keep slipping, and a strong start to the season slowly fades into missed opportunity. At the end of the day, this isn't just about one incident. It's about control on the track and mentally. Because in NASCAR, the difference between a contender and a mid-pack driver often comes down to how you respond after things go wrong. So what do you think? Does Bubba Wallace bounce back at Bristol, or is this the start of a bigger slide? Drop your take in the comments. And for more real breakdowns like this, every race week, hit subscribe to SportsWire USA.